Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you the 10-step ways to start your Airbnb business. So for those who don't know me, my name is Tawin Sangano. I'm the founder of a company called Love Your Stays. This company is a short-term rental company. We've got a portfolio of owned properties of worth £2 million, and we also lease properties from the landlords. So in this video, I will take you through from step 1 up until step 10 on how you can do the same and start your Airbnb business. I've got my notes here so I don't lose my train of thoughts, and I will be with you in every step. So, okay, cool. So before you start your business, let's break it down. What is the Airbnb business model? So this is a business model in which you take your property, whether it's an owned property or a leased property from a landlord. With that property, you rent it out on a nightly rate, exactly like how hotels do it. So instead of charging like a long-term lease where someone charges you monthly rent or quarterly or yearly rent, annual rent, in this one, you charge on a nightly rate, exactly like when you go stay in a hotel. So this could be an apartment, a houseboat, or even a room in your house, or even a room in your apartment, flat or whatever, as long as you've got space to rent out. So in this example, I will be using examples of houses and flats because those are the commonly used examples for this business model to work. Okay, let's get into it. And the step 1, since we've explained the business model, the step 1 will be to research. So before you start this business model is research, get educated in exactly why you want to do this. So just like anything in life, before you drive a car, learn how to drive a car, you go to an instructor and the instructor will teach you. Before you can even fly a plane, you go and like read whatever and you research about it. You get educated about being a pilot. So before you actually start the Airbnb business model, you need to be educated about it. You need to be educated about business. And the main reason why is to avoid the mistakes which a lot of beginners make. So if you're educated, if you've got the knowledge, you will avoid a lot of mistakes which people have made in the past. So that will save you time, that will save you money, which is a good thing. So how will you get educated? There is a lot of free information on YouTube. There are a lot of people providing courses, programs on this. In my YouTube channel, I'm giving away loads of value on how to start this business model. I've even created a 2.5 hours course from A to Z explaining this business model. However, this is a shorter video of this, giving you the tips and guidelines to start this business model. So we've covered step 1 is most importantly, research, get educated, get a mentor, coach, whatever you want. If you want to buy a training program, go for it. If you want to go into my YouTube channel, there is information there. Step number 2 is you need to decide whether you will be buying or renting out properties. So if you're buying these properties, obviously that will take a bit longer because buying and actually renting out, buying process is longer because you need to find a property, buy it, renovate it, then you start renting it out as an Airbnb. Whereas if you're leasing or renting, whichever word you like to use, if you leasing the properties, that's a shorter time frame because you look for a property from a landlord or a lettings agent, and that lettings agent will give you the property, and that process is way shorter than buying. And the difference here as well is capital. If you're buying a property, you need to have enough capital to buy the property. Whereas if you're leasing, you just need to have your deposit and your monthly rent and the bills for the first month. Then obviously the business will pay for itself after that. That's if you've got the right property. Okay, we've covered step 2. The next step which we're going to go into is business setup. I know we're in a phase where there are a lot of online hustles, side hustles, but no, you shouldn't set this up as a side hustle. So from the onset, you should start thinking about this as a business. You want everything like legit. If you're in the United Kingdom, you need to set this up as a limited company. So you go into a government website and you open your company. It costs you about £12 to open a company. If you're in other countries, like it's the same way. In the United States, you open an LLC, etc. But you want to set this up the right way from the onset, from the get-go. You want to have this as a business. Why? This will protect you just in case anything happens in the property or anything happens. If you are a limited company, if something happens, they wouldn't be coming after you personally. They'll be coming after your limited company. So once you set up your business, you need to get the proper insurances in place, which is public liability insurance, indemnity insurances, contents, building insurance. So get your proper insurances in place. The third thing you want to think about here on business setup is getting your business bank account. So you could go either to a mainstream bank account, get it from the high street bank, or you could go for the challenger banks, which takes about 5 minutes to open, and you've got the card in the post the next day. So whichever bank you go with, there is no right or wrong. It's entirely up to you. So we've covered step 3. The next step, which we're going to go into, is step number 4, is location. The industry likes to call it the gold mine area. So your location, gold mine area, these are the fancy words which you need to learn when you actually start this business. So your location, you want a place which is very, very close to where you live or in the same city as you. Because once you set up as a first startup, if you set up this business in a different city and you live in a different city, you might have a lot of challenges because number one, you don't have enough experience, so you want to be in a place which and your best place, the place is where you actually live, the city you live or the town you live. But if it doesn't work in that town, yes, set up in the next city, but make sure you educate it to mitigate the mistakes and errors which you might make because you live quite a distance. So moving on, target markets. So your target market is your guest profile, the people who are going to come and stay in the property. So these could be contractors, so people coming to that particular city to do construction work, to do work, particularly in that city. Or it could be holiday makers, people going into that city for holiday, for leisure, for just to relax, etc. So depending on your location, depending on your place, and depending on the types of properties you're going to go with, that will influence the guest profile. So you can't choose houses or in a low income area and you expect people who are looking for luxury stays to come and stay there. No, so your location will influence the type of people you choose. And the best tip for this is look at where the hotels are being built. So these types of hotels are like your budget hotels, the likes of Premier Inn, Travelodge. These hotels give you an indication where these 3-star, 4-star kind of holiday guests or holiday profile kind of stays. So that's step number 4. That's step number 5. Step number 6 is you need to find your properties. The best place to find these properties are Rightmove. So whether you're buying or you leasing out the properties, Rightmove will give you both sides. So Rightmove actually has got a listing for selling properties and it's got a listing for renting out properties. So once you've identified the properties, you've got your target market, you've got your location. The next thing is actually step number 7 is to make offers. So make offers to the landlords or make offers to the vendors, people who are selling the properties, and get an offer. So the easiest way, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, is to actually list these properties from landlords. So once you've done that, you get an offer accepted, and we'll move on to step number 8. So step number 8 is hire a team. So in this business, you need about four people in your team. So I'll list those 4 people. Number 1 will be your cleaners, your cleaning team. So the cleaning team are people who are going to come and be doing your changeovers. People are going to look after your property and clean the property to a well spec for the property to be really nice. Then the other one are your handymen. So your handymen, these are people who will look after like the maintenance of the property. So it could be a handyman or a handy woman. Sorry for using man. So the handy person will look after the maintenance of the property. So if there is any breakages, any damages which need urgent attention, your handy person will come and look after that. Then number 3 are your virtual assistants. So your virtual assistants, so even if you've got one property, just be in the mindset of you will scale, you will get your second, third, fourth, because no one starts a business and they want to start a business to just limit themselves on one property. You've started this business and you want to scale up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Is whatever how many properties you want to go for. Okay. So your last person you need in your team is your photographer. So no matter what, I know other people advise you use your phone because you're starting off, but remember, people are not going to book your property because they visited it, they've seen it with their naked eye. No. People are going to book your property because they have seen the pictures. So if you don't have good pictures which describe your listing, your property, no one will book it. You know, you've had the saying, the pictures paint 1,000 words. So you actually need good quality pictures. So you hire a professional photographer who has done this before. And where can you find these people? The best place are Facebook groups, because Facebook groups, you will find people who've taken Airbnb properties, and even on Airbnb itself, there is a marketplace where you can recommend photographers. Photographers will know what people are looking at when they're booking properties, the angles to take, etc., for you to showcase your property, because the pictures are your marketing tool. If you don't market your property, no one will book it. Yeah? So if we move on to step number 9, step 9 is create your listing. So create your listing on the Airbnb platform first. So Airbnb, it's a very, very easy step. So it details you, like you put your location, your pictures, you upload your pictures, and it's very, very user-friendly, and anyone can do this. Create your listing there. However, my advice will be, don't list your property on Airbnb only. So once you've created that Airbnb listing, take your property and list it in other channels. So you can list it in Booking.com, VRBO, Expedia, and all those other channels. So you've got like multiple marketing agencies like advertising your property, you know. So in order for you to synchronize the calendar, so if someone books on Booking.com and you don't actually see it, and if someone books on Airbnb, you don't see it, you need something which is called a channel manager, which is going to be step 10 we're going to go into. So step 10, you need to automate your business. So the ways you can automate your business, you can automate your business by having number 1, a channel manager, which will synchronize your calendars based on where you've actually listed the property. So if you've listed the property on Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO, or other online traveling agents, the marketing agencies which take your property and market it to the wide world, you know, WW. You know, so these listings will be seen by everyone in every channel. Yeah. So that channel manager helps that. The channel manager we use in our business is called Uplisting. So I've put the link in the description below. You can join Uplisting. You can see the demos, the videos, how it works. It's so user friendly. After having a channel manager, the next automation tool you want to have is a tool called pricing tool. So in the pricing tool, we use a tool called Wheelhouse. So this is a dynamic pricing tool. You know what? You know, like when you try and book like a flight and maybe it's like a holiday season, like the flights automatically shoot up. They go up and it's very expensive to book a flight. Do you know what the airlines use? The airline industry, they use this dynamic pricing tool. So it's like when there is high demand, they shoot the prices. So when there is low demand, they can reduce the prices. So the pricing is based on supply and demand. However, even if there is low demand, they can put a cap, like to say, don't go below £80, £100 a night, even if there's low demand. But if there's higher demand, the pricing can even go up to £1,000, £2,000 per night. That has happened to us, and that happened recently at the Super Bowl events in America. So prices just shoot up because there is a large number of demand. A lot of people are going there. A lot of people are going into Las Vegas for the Super Bowl event. So step 10 is automate your business and make sure your business is fully automated. I'll give you, I know I said a 10-step process. So I'll give you this last tip, last step as a bonus tip. So the bonus is, once everything is set up, you've automated your listing and everything, so you want to get your family member or your friend to book that listing. So once they book that listing, obviously not book for a long period of time, to book for one night, you can reduce the price for them to book, or you can actually give them money to book, etc. So it's like a zero thing, but it's like make sure the booking is legit, there is money coming into Airbnb. The things which you learn about that, you will learn how Airbnb takes the money and how many days it takes for the money to be processed into your account. I think for us, it takes about 24 hours and the money comes into your account. But for different channels, it varies. So you will learn about that when you actually get a family member to book. The second thing you will learn is your messaging. So if you've automated your business, like you can test your messages going out, you can test also once your family member or friend has checked out, you will send your cleaner, so you can have these systems and processes in place to send your cleaner there, and the cleaner will clean the property. So that will be actually another trial run for you to see the cleaner. If the cleaner doesn't do a good job, you can give them feedback and give them pointers on how to improve, etc. But when you're recruiting for a cleaner, especially if you also starting off in this business, I'll say hire an experienced cleaner, because they've been cleaning other people's Airbnbs, so they can actually even give you tips on how to improve your listing. So hire experienced cleaners or hire an experienced housekeeping company which can do this for you, and that will save you as well, because you don't want to be starting a business and also hiring a startup cleaner. That would damage your business. So those are like the 10 steps and the bonus which I gave you, 10 steps to actually how you can start this Airbnb business. Yes, this video was quickly top level summary at 30,000 feet. However, I've got a community where I teach the 10-day Airbnb crash course on how to actually start, scale, get your property in 10 days. So if you want to join that community, if you want to join the program, the link is in the description of this video. So click on it, and I'll see you on the inside.